This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley Smith.
Good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is a hot one, August 23rd, 2023. Temperatures still very high as we deal with that kind of, dome of heat that's sitting over the Midwest right now. But we're so glad you could join us for today's show, hopefully in the AC of your home. In today's episode, I talk with Executive Director of GoServ Global, Paul Van Gorkom. They are responsible for teaming up with Schau and putting some grain bins that have been converted into houses in places like Haiti, where they're struck by hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, and just offering them that shelter to be able to weather those storms. We also have a check of the ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day in the ag marketplace, we're talking with Tyler Schau of agmarket.net. First off, Tyler, what do we see going on in the grain markets today?
I actually saw a lot of positivity. Can't really find hardly any contracts on my screen that aren't in the positive today. So that's some good news. You know, the heat dome sticking around. That could be some of it. There's been a little bit of uptick and some escalation at the ports in Ukraine. That could be some of it. You get the pro farmer tour going through Illinois and creeping into Iowa. And, really that's where a lot of people have been saying that that's where you're going to find most of the variability. And that's some of the reports that, we're seeing at least through Twitter, which is not the most scientific method of evaluating a crop size, but some of the you see some fields that come back with really, really high yield potentials and some with some really disappointing yield potentials. So kind of exactly what the market has thought, but it's the first time we've really been able to come in and get a conclusive, or not a conclusive, but a really good overall picture of what's going on out there. So just putting some of the weather premium back in the market that they took out the last few days.
And I'm sure there was probably some bounce back as well, just from, we had a couple days of just getting knocked down, and, they found a little bit of news to latch onto and go up, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing, you need some type of a bullish story to emerge. There really hasn't been, I hate to, I know the producer doesn't like hearing this. There hasn't been a great bull story. Like, I don't think you're going to come in and see this national yield on corn go significantly lower. It might be a little bit lower than the 175 the USDA was, talking about in the August WASDE. You might see soybeans come in, closer to 50 rather than 51, as they were talking on the WASDE in August. But I don't foresee any major reduction in production. So really, what we've got to start seeing is something on the demand side. And that's just, we've been talking about it for a long time. That's just been a real struggle to really find any reason for demand to pick up and really cause that spark to push this thing up.
And then we're looking to, obviously that, like you said, that huge dome of heat that's over the Midwest right now. And, we're looking at pod fill, ear fill, heat stress on those crops, but it's also pretty humid as well. So there is moisture around. Do we see, if there is a good amount of stress from that, markets react there as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of what today's market is. This heat is sticking around. But I have heard what you just said, that the one bright side to it, if you can call it a bright side, is just the humidity's there. I'm in North Dakota. It has not been nearly that hot, but I can tell you every morning when you walk out, it feels like you're walking into a shower. The humidity is just hanging around in the air. And that is very rare for where we're out in Western North Dakota. Extremely rare any time of the year. Very rare in August. So that's going to help this crop. It's at least providing some form of moisture for that plant to kind of heal itself. I have no doubt that there's going to be some issues with the fill on soybeans, but that the extent of it, I don't think is enough to cause just an earth-shaking rally that just sends this market lower. I still contend we need to see something on the demand side. Otherwise, there's a good chance we just kind of bounce around
Signal
here in
demand.
the upper fours and mid 13s.
On the livestock side of the marketplace, what do we see going on there today?
Some softer reaction. You have feeders down 40 some cents. Fat cattle kind of mixed. Hogs down pretty good. I'm a little surprised that we're seeing that type of reaction. One would expect this heat would be really difficult on livestock, and I know there's a lot of cattle feeders and hog units that are pretty nervous about this heat causing some heat stress in livestock. Probably going to see some death loss. So it does surprise me to not see a little bit more juice, especially after that cattle on feed report that we saw that was pretty bullish. So I don't know if that just means the livestock market's a little tired, if it's going to take another narrative, something else out there to push this thing to the next leg higher. But yeah, I'm a little perplexed as to why the cattle and the hog market are struggling here at these levels.
Lots of great information today, Tyler. For those of our listeners and our viewers who'd like to get in touch and learn more from the folks at agmarket.net, how can they do that?
Check us out on the internet, agmarket.net. If they want to call me directly, the number 701-987-6009.
Great talking with you as always, Tyler, and we'll speak again soon.
Sounds good. Take care, Riley.
That again was Tyler Schau of agmarket.net. We'll go ahead and take a look at how those numbers close. That's courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. September corn is up 9 3/4 at 476 1/4. December new crop up 11 even at 490 1/2. September soybeans up 8 even at 1359 1/2. November new crop up 14 1/2 at 1360 1/2. Soybean meal up 670 at 413 even. September soybean oil up 94 cents at 66.15. Chicago wheat up 10 3/4 at 612 1/2. Minneapolis spring wheat up 11 even at 784 1/2. Kansas City hard red wheat up 15 even at 755 even. September oats up 3 1/4 at 444 1/2. On the Merc, August live cattle up a dime at 178.05. August feeders down 47 at 245.02. October lean hogs down 102 at 78.55. October pork cutout up 30 cents at 91.62. August class 3 milk up 3 cents at 17.25. And that's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association, and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, I talk with Paul Van Gorkom, the Executive Director of GoServ Global. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Well, at the Iowa State Fair, I had the chance to talk with Paul Van Gorkom. He's the Executive Director of GoServ Global, and they take soup-up grain bins and convert them into homes for people in Haiti to use and kind of weather the storms that they go through. Now, for people in Haiti, they are outside a lot of the time, so they really don't need it to be a super furnished home, a super modern home, but what they do need is a strong structure to hide from storms and even doors to lock up, because that's something they don't really have as much over there. So we had a great chat with Paul on just exactly what they are doing to kind of provide that charity effort. Now, right behind us, we have what might at first seem to be a regular soup-up grain bin. You get inside, this thing is a home. Tell us a little bit about the display you have going on here and what exactly these homes get used for.
Yes, well, thank you, Riley. Yes, this is what we call a safety home, and it is manufactured by Soup right here in Iowa at their plant in Sheffield, Iowa. So we're a great partner with them. They are just wonderful to us. So we use these homes for humanitarian purposes. So providing homes for homeless families in places like Haiti, where most of these go. We have quite a few of them in Africa as well. But it's just part of what we do, and it's a very tangible thing that makes a lot of difference and helps us. Our tagline is deliver hope. So this is one way we have of delivering hope.
Now, if I remember correctly, a lot of this was immediately following the earthquakes in Haiti, those devastating earthquakes that hit. Now, obviously, a grain bin being circular is pretty resistant to that damage. So what was it like to have that opportunity where Soup realized it's like, hey, we have something that might be able to help here?
Well, yes, we actually started as a result of that earthquake in January 12th of 2010, and there was 200,000 people killed, and 1.5 million people were left homeless. Um, our organization is actually formed as a result of that disaster. Our co-founder, one of them, was an Iowa farmer, and Ken DeYoung is his name, and he was also a pilot. So after this earthquake, he was called by another organization to fly medical supplies between the Bahamas and Haiti, back and forth. He did that for 30 or 40 days straight. And then as a result of that, he came back to the U.S. and he knew he had to do something. And being a farmer, he had a lot of Sukup Manufacturing's products on his farm and was invited to come and talk to Sukup about how can we make things better in our products. And they got to talking and realized that, hey, we're going to be working in Haiti. They had been working on something like this for a number of years already, so the timing was just perfect for our organization to become GoServ Global and for their product to be just coming on, and that's how things got started.
Right, and just walk us through as well of what exactly we have inside of these homes, and then just where they are built as well, because I believe they are built in like little villages, right?
Yes, we have created a number of villages in Haiti, but they're also used for orphanages. We have built a number of orphanages in Haiti as well as in Uganda and Liberia. But the inside of the home is pretty open. There is a loft inside that covers half of the home to give the home some extra square footage. But people in countries like where we take them, you don't really live in your home. You're there to get out of it, out of weather, and to sleep at night. So the fact that they have a safe and secure place that they can actually lock, which is really unusual in developing countries, to have a home that you can really secure. And these, we have been through earthquakes with these. We have been through 145-mile-an-hour winds with hurricanes. We have not lost a single home. So they are very sturdy and rugged and perfect for what we use them for.
And it's such a cool thing to see that grain bins, of all things, kind of perfectly fit that function, right?
Yes, and being from Iowa, we get a lot of support from the agricultural industry here. Individual farmers, ag businesses who really resonate with the fact that this is a grain bin that's been turned into a home. So it's very well accepted here in Iowa. We love all of our Iowa supporters, but we get support from all over the country, actually.
Yeah, and it really exemplifies, like you said, having that connection, the support that the ag industry, not just in Iowa, but across the country as a whole gives, because I know for a fact that you have no shortage of volunteer help to get these bins up, even sponsor families, children over in Haiti and in developing countries just to give them a better quality of life.
Exactly, yeah. Once people find out what we do, they react, because that's part of Iowa Nice, right? And the people here, when they hear of a disaster, like when we had the earthquake just recently in 2021 in Haiti, people it was just an outpouring of support for us. But that's how people in Iowa and in the Midwest in general, that's how they respond.
Yes, exactly fits that Iowa Nice. And of course, I'm sure there are people who might be listening to this interview and wondering, okay, how do I get involved now? So what can people do, whether it's actually volunteering their time, maybe just sending funds over? What can they do to support this and get involved?
Yeah, well, the easiest thing, we are a faith-based organization. So the first thing we ask for is for people to pray for us and what we're doing. But secondly, there's opportunities to volunteer here in the Midwest. Part of our organization is disaster relief services. So we respond to tornadoes here in the Midwest. When the derecho went through in 2020, that was a huge, huge event. And we spent many months helping people just clean up their farms, clean up their property, remove trees that were down, so they can volunteer. But if people want to give financially, they can certainly do that. They can go onto our webpage, and that's simply goservglobal.org.
All right, Paul, thanks for taking the time to visit with us today. Love seeing the display here, and good luck as you continue to serve and just provide that hope, like you said, for developing countries.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Riley.
That again was Paul Van Gorkom, Executive Director of GoServ Global. As for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at that ag weather outlook. It's hot. Let's see what the National Weather Service has in store for the next 24 hours. As you can see from the National Weather Service, yeah, it's still pretty hot outside. Somehow it keeps getting hotter today, and clouds are few and far between. We are still in that excessive heat warning, highs ranging from the mid-90s to low hundreds. Tonight we have mostly clear skies with some scattered clouds. Once again, that excessive heat warning continuing. Lows overnight ranging from the low 70s to low 80s. And tomorrow it'll be probably hot enough to cook lunch on the hood of your car. Once again, that excessive heat warning continuing, those highs ranging from the mid-90s to low 100s. And taking a look at the affiliate weather map for tomorrow, Cherokee will be sunny and hot with a high of 95, Shenandoah sunny and 97, Des Moines sunny and 99, Waterloo sunny and 99 as well, Albia sunny and 100, and Clinton setting the high with sunny skies and a high around 101. For more detailed forecasts in your part of the state, make sure to check in with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. That's been a check of the Ag Weather Outlook, and that also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. You can find our video content as well as previous episodes of AMPM on our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when those videos go live. Don't forget as well our free Twice Daily Market podcast on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the IRN studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. On behalf of Mark Magnuson and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching and stay cool. This has been Ag Matters PM.